graduated from Purdue University with a bachelor's degree in marketing and communications. And I also graduated from Le Cordon Bleu Culinary College with a degree in baking and pastry. And with my marketing degree from Purdue, a lot of the classes that I took kind of involved writing and just general communications, which I have found extremely helpful, especially within the marketing world. I also had classes kind of in different marketing strategies. At that time, social media wasn't actually like a huge thing. And so I've had to learn a lot even after school on kind of like digital media and social media on my own. Because at the time it was more about like PR activities and kind of like point of sale materials and newsletters. But those things have helped me obtain my job with the Washington Apple Commission, because I originally applied for the communications and outreach specialist. And so that was kind of more running their social media, doing the newsletter, talking with growers. And so those classes kind of helped me build a really good foundation to get me into the right fit for that job. My first experience in ag was essentially interviewing for that job, because I am a classic case of career switch up. And then the president at the time, Todd Friedhofer, he basically took me out to orchards and packing facilities to meet our board members. And I was just like thrown in the fire on kind of how agriculture works in general. And it was really eye-opening. It was fascinating to learn everything, because even coming from like culinary, you're working with a product, but you don't necessarily know what goes into like that product itself, because you're making it into something else. And so having that background was really interesting for what I had like already done. So now I've been with the Washington Apple Commission for 3 years, and I am their international marketing specialist. And the commission focuses exclusively on international marketing. So we don't do any kind of domestic promotion. And so part of my job is to work closely with those international representatives to run both trade and consumer-focused promotions. And so consumer promotions kind of being like that social media, point of sale material, contests, consumer giveaways. And then trade is more like carrot handling training for retail, wholesale market activity, trade shows and things like that. I don't come from an agriculture background, and so it honestly never crossed my mind agriculture as a job, because I didn't even think like marketing in agriculture was a thing. So it was like never presented to me. But now that like I am working in agriculture, I just don't think there's like any going back. Coming from culinary and now moving into ag, it was a nice transition for me, because I've always seen food as like a universal language, and it brings people together. And so like whether you're like at a dinner table or just like sharing a new cultural experience, like in one of our export markets, like behind that is basically these people that have dedicated their lives to creating and cultivating crops that like basically give people those memories, which is just like, it's beautiful. And so now that I'm in ag and I get to like represent that and like kind of help support that mission, especially in our international markets where like we need our export markets, that you should explore your options, because like even with agriculture, there's so many different avenues that you can take, and there might be something out there that you don't even know exists that could like strike a fancy. And I think within agriculture, I've seen and kind of learned that you don't necessarily have to trade one passion for another. Ag is like so flexible that like you can do anything if you like set your mind to it.